Mariners win 1-0. They improved to 8-8 on the season. They've now won 4 straight, and they get their first sweep of 2023. Let's talk about what happened pretty quick. 6th inning, Jared Kelenic singles to right, scores Ty France, makes it 1-0. That's it. That's everything that happens in this game, with a couple of exceptions. Very fast game. In my personal opinion, too fast a game. I like watching baseball. And I know people don't love 4 hours, 5-hour games. That's fine. Totally your call. You have lives. You have things to do. Got kids to take care of. You've got significant others to be with. You want to go to the movies. I love going to the movies. You want to go do some shopping. But I don't love under 2-hour games, and I don't love games right around 2 hours. I'm sorry, that's not fun for me. That's too quick. That's too quick. And there are some people I know who baseball is kind of their escape and something that they enjoyed watching for 2.5 to 3 hours, even sometimes more. I get it. I do get it. I do get it. It's not my call. They should not be doing things for me. They should not be doing things for, people like that. But I don't love how fast these games are going, personally. That's just my JMHO, as the kids probably said at one point. Not sure they actually did, but they certainly typed it, usually on AOL Instant Messenger. All right, enough of that crap. Luis Castillo, thank goodness he gets the win. Thank goodness they score a run when he's in. Look, again, the win is a stupid stat. It doesn't tell me anything about how well someone pitched. It just tells me how much run support they received. But oh my goodness gracious, he was good today. Again. This now makes 3 of 4 starts that he hasn't allowed a run. He allows just the 2 hits. He strikes out 9. His command was outstanding again, especially early on. I mean, and this is what you do. This is why you go trade for a pitcher like this. Now, I don't think the Mariners or anybody expected him to be as good as he's been since he's got there. I mean, obviously, Luis Castillo was a top 25-ish starting pitcher in baseball when they made that deal. But he's significantly better than that now, folks. He's a top 10 guy. Maybe better. He's that good. And a ton of credit to the Mariners for making that deal. And, I'm going to talk a little bit about this on Mollywop Monday. Sorry to spoil it. It's also one of the reasons why you do hoard prospects a little bit is when you could make a deal like this, when you could acquire something special like this. It's also why you do move them. It's why you build a farm system. But the opportunity to get arms like this do not present themselves very often. And they gave up a lot, and they were scrutinized. I will tell you that in the industry for giving up way too much for a pitcher. Just don't think they're regretting it one bit now. We'll see what happens in a couple of years. But you can't take away what Castillo has done for you now. You can't take away how good he was for you down the stretch last year. Big reason why they made the postseason and a massive reason why they advanced. It should have been an even more massive reason why they maybe got to play a few more games. But let's not harp on that too long. Offensively, this one's pretty simple too. Jared Kelenic walks and drives in the only run. Now hitting 362, 423, 723. And he not only comes up clutch with that RBI, it's, massive. His catch in the 8th inning. That's special stuff, folks. That is special stuff. Like, he is the reason, all due respect to Castillo, obviously, He's the reason they win that game. Without Kelnic's catch and without his hit, they don't win. In fact, without it, they're probably just still playing right now because the rest of this offense was not good today. Julio had a rough day. I will point out that Julio just missed leading off the game with a homer again. And to say I'm not concerned is like the understatement of understatements. It'd be nice to see some results early on. 239, 299, 423 isn't what anybody's signing up for, but he's going to be just fine. You just watch. His timing's just a little bit off right now. France does draw the couple of walks. The patience at the plate actually today was really good. Thank goodness they scored that run because I would be talking about just a very well below average offensive effort against some mediocre pitchers. I mean, Noah Davis, good for him, man. Like to come up, that's his first ever start, and to throw 5 shutout innings is pretty awesome. Good for him. Brad Hand is certainly a talented guy. Justin Lawrence is certainly a capable reliever. Dinelson Lamet, who was one of my favorite prospects not too long ago, and I still think has a chance, really struggled to throw strikes today. But man, what a catch in that situation. For those who didn't see it, with a runner on second, Justin Topa pitching in the 8th inning. By the way, Justin Topa pitching in the 8th inning in a 1-0 game, 1-run high leverage situation. Pretty weird how different things are right now. Just a liner off the bat, and Kelenic reads it perfectly and makes the dive at the exact right time to catch that baseball because it easily scores a run if he doesn't catch it. And if he doesn't catch that baseball too, we're probably talking about a triple. Unbelievable play. Unbelievable play and unbelievable start to the season. I was really impressed with Paul Sewald too. Strikes out the side. Like, this is going to sound weird. He kind of gives me a little bit of the richest possible man's version of what Jose Mesa gave the Seattle Mariners in I think it was 2000 when he was, no, it wasn't 2000. It was like 98 or 99 when he was the closer because, and look, there's no evidence of this whatsoever, but you just looked at how different of a pitcher he looked when he was in a save situation versus a non-save situation. And I've talked about it ad nauseum already over this first 16 games. If you give Paul Sewald a big lead, he's going to throw fastballs and they're going to be hittable because he knows sooner or later he's going to get those outs. There's a large sample of it now. So, and it doesn't matter. Good for him for not caring all that much about ERA and all that stuff. This is different, by the way, than like a Jack Morris situation with pitching to the score. It is much different when you're a reliever in a 9-0 game than a starting pitcher, who's doing that stuff. It's much different. But he was great today. Great job by the bullpen. Topa does, give up a couple base runners and his gets bailed out by Kelenic a little bit, but solid. Oh man, Castillo and Kelenic. I mean, that is your, in a mediocre start to the season, and that's what this is, even with this sweep. Those are your headlines for sure. For sure. Impressive. Just really impressive stuff. And I will say this too. I thought Colorado was bad. It's much worse. It's much worse than bad. It is much worse than bad. That's a yuck team that's going to struggle to not lose 95 games. And if not for Double-A Midland and for the fact that the Nationals existed, easily competing for the worst record in baseball, and still might. That bad. Tomorrow, the series with the Brewers starts. Brewers are pretty good. And a tough matchup for Monday. Chris Flexen against Corbin Burns. That's one of the reasons why it's nice to get the dub today, because When Burns is at his best, he's as good, if not better, than any pitcher in baseball. So, yeah. And Chris Flexen, I think we all know, really struggled his last time out. Really struggled. But maybe bounces back. Milwaukee lineup's not great. Certainly beatable. But nice to have that win, knowing that Monday could be a struggle. Could be a struggle indeed. Yeah, what'd you guys think? Was that a fun game for you guys? It couldn't have been too not fun, but would you have liked if it lasted, say, a half an hour longer? I wouldn't have minded it. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Crawford_MILB. Patreon, www.patreon.com/MLB prospect guys. I don't know why I keep saying the www part. You know how that works. Once again, once we get to 400 subscribers, somebody is winning this beauty. This Matt Brash card. Isn't that? Even with the glare, you can tell that's just disgusting. 5 out of 10. I love that patch so much. I have no idea why I'm giving it to you. Yes, I do. I want your subscribers, and I like you guys too. So yeah, how sweep it is, baby. Let's go get another one against the Brew Crew.